y'all, welcome back to the channel. Today we are finally talking about something that I have wanted to talk about for, oh gosh, like 4 years now. I've always wanted to do a video on cloth diapering. Reason being is that I learned so much from cloth diapering videos when I started, and I just found them really helpful, and I wanted to add my take and my experience out there in the cloth diapering world. Specifically, I like to cloth diaper using natural fibers. I do sometimes use PUL type of covers, but in terms of the stuff that gets really soiled, I only use cotton and wool. What I have learned in these years cloth diapering and what I feel like is best and what will last the longest through all of your children. Because when you invest in cloth diapers, when I invested in cloth diapers, I thought, yeah, I'm using this for all my kids, like all 10 of them, or however many God gives me. So, and why I think natural fibers is better over polyester, and that is something I didn't know to look at when I started cloth diapering the first time. And so I have a lot of cloth diapering supplies that I have gotten rid of. We use it for rags. My dad took some. He probably uses it to soak up oil in his shop. I don't know. But I have transitioned a lot to a different cloth diapering system over the last 4 years. So obviously I diapered one child, and now I'm on the second, and now I'm going to talk to you about what I think. Here we go. I'm going to be kind of looking down throughout this video because I have filmed this video probably 3 times over the last few months, really wanting to get this out there because I just feel like it would help people learn what to do when you want a cloth diaper. But I kept not liking it. Perfection was getting in the way. I kept forgetting to say this or that or whatever. So I'm trying to do my best to just not be so much of a perfectionist and just film the video so I can help people and put this information out there. I have a really good friend that's been wanting me to make this video because she wants to cloth diaper. I bought her cloth diapering supplies, and she's like, when are you gonna make the video? And I'm like, ah! So I'm just gonna do it, and we're gonna go with what happens, okay? So I'm looking down because I have notes, and I don't wanna forget what I'm gonna say and what I wanna tell you. So I have tried every system of cloth diapering. Literally every different type of cloth diaper, I've tried it. So that means I've done pre-folds, flats, pockets, like fitted diapers that you snap around the baby, and hybrids. All the different types. I've tried them all. And I'm not going to go into each one and all the details. You can research the different types yourself, because why I don't like them comes down to a very simple reason. They don't use natural fibers in a lot of those pocket diapers that have the thick pads. The thick pads are really hard to dry. They take a long time to dry, and it takes up too much space in your house. Those are the reasons I don't like any of those systems, other than I like flat diapers. What is a flat diaper? That's what I'm going to tell you. A flat diaper is literally a flat piece of cloth that you fold to make the absorbency that you want. Over here, I have all my diapers folded up, ready to go. They're so cute, aren't they? They look so adorable when they're folded up. This is how they look. And you just grab it and put it on the baby. So it looks kind of like that, see? And you unfold it. Well, I folded it, and so that's why it's called a flat, and then a pre-fold is kind of pre-folded for you. The beauty of these diapers is that they dry so fast. Simmer down, Bowen. You're scaring the baby. They dry super fast, and they don't take up as much space in your house, and you will use this from newborn until you're done. With a lot of those other systems, you need different sizes, and the pocket diapers take up a lot of space. I liked the pocket diapers, you know, for some reasons, but overall, this wins in my book every time. So now I'm going to talk about how I use flat diapers. How do I actually use these? I have about 30 of these flat diapers, give or take, somewhere in there. I don't know exactly. And I wash about every other day. That's enough for me to be more than comfortable with having enough. It might stretch a little bit when the baby is going to the bathroom more often when they're little and it's kind of like a steady stream all day long. You might be like, this isn't enough. that phase passes pretty quick, and I don't know. I always tend to get through it without having to buy more. I feel like 30 is enough for me. This is your diaper. You fold this. I'll make a separate video on how I fold the diaper. You fold your diaper up so it looks so cute like this. You unfold it. You put the baby right here, the baby's butt. You fold this up around the front. You put this here, you put that there. Then you get what's called a snappy. And you simply snappy this sucker. You can't see it because it's white. Snappy this thing on the baby. And you can get it really tight using one of these. You put that on the baby. Okay, this is going to get super wet, so you need a cover. I have 2 types of covers that I like to use, and I'm going to go in a little bit of detail about that. One is a natural fiber, one is not. The non-natural fiber option that I do like and I do use sometimes is the Grovia regular covers. So these are actually made for their hybrid system. So they have these snaps in them. And I use the hybrid system with my first baby. You might love it, okay? You might think it's great because you don't have to fold and do all this stuff. Hey, go for it. The problem I had with it was that it didn't dry quick enough. I had issues with that, and I didn't want to have mold. I didn't want to have issues. And they do have organic cotton snap-ins, okay? That's something you can explore. Been there, done that, didn't like it. So these covers work fine with these flat diapers, and these are just some of my favorite. They fit my babies really well, and they're pretty trim. The other option, which is wool diaper covers, are bulky. It's really hard to get clothes over these. In my opinion, the best thing to do is not to put clothes on the baby. If you're just at home, you just put your wool cover on top of the baby and that's it. And that's kind of what we did when it wasn't super cold. We would just do this in like a shirt. So not even a onesie, just a shirt in the bottom. As baby gets older, that's what we're going to be doing. Right now, we're kind of in and out of the house a lot. If I would have thought about that, about how thick these were and that they just don't really do well with clothes being worn over them, I would have probably got wool pants. These are pink wool pants I got for $10 on Facebook Marketplace, a very good brand. They're super stained up and they're pink. I have sons. You know, it is what it is. I got these because I didn't know what I was having at the time, and I'm never going to pass up a deal when it comes to wool. Where I was going with this is if it's winter time and you want to use only wool covers, this is what you would do. Okay, we had to have a quick milk break and we're back. Baby pees, poops, whatever. This doesn't really get soiled. It gets a little damp, so you lay it out to dry. It dries in a couple hours. When you change the baby again, you put another one on. You just keep switching them throughout the day. I'm distracted by the cuteness of the baby. Does that make sense? So you don't need a ton of these covers, but think about what season you're in, or just diversify. Have a couple pants, have a couple of these, because they're pretty bulky and it's pretty hard to get clothes over these bulky things. I have 2 different brands. So this is I think you pronounce it Dysana. Dysana is a European brand. It looks really goofy. Like, doesn't this look really goofy? They fit so good. This is perfect for my kids because my kids tend to be like skinnier legs, longer bodies. These work really great. These I thought were precious, and I have mostly these. I only have 2 of these, and I have a bunch of these because I thought these were so cute. So I got them on Marketplace in kind of a lot sort of a situation. So this is what I mostly have. They're cute. They work fine. The legs just don't. They're for like a chunkier baby, which is fine. It still works for my skinny babies, but just a little note there. You might just want to get one and try it out first to decide, instead of doing what I did. But I'm still going to use them. It's fine. So that's how I use flat diapers. Now I'm going to talk about how I clean them. I think people get a little confused at this part. So when you're cleaning cloth diapers, you basically just wash them. If your baby is on breast milk only, all you have to do is put them straight in the washer with the poop and pee on them. So the poop can go straight into the washer if you are exclusively breastfeeding. If you're feeding formula or you've introduced foods, solids, then you have to knock the solids out into the toilet first. Then you can put them in the washer. So that's really the only little thing there. So the first 6 months, for me, it's really easy. You just put them in the washer, go on about your day, and it's simple. I do 2 washes. The first wash is a really quick wash where it's just cold water, detergent, and gets the soil off. The second wash is a deep water wash where I specifically choose like the deep water setting on my washer instead of like the efficiency setting. And I do hot, and then I do an extra rinse at the end. So that's kind of how I get them really super clean. These PLU diapers can go in the washer. I do not put mine in the dryer because this breaks down with heat. So if you hang these up, the elastics are gonna last a lot longer and the fabric is gonna last longer. I have one of those like little hanging things with all the little clips on it, so you can hang like 30 things on it. And that's what I do. I just clip these up in the laundry room. They dry in a day. No problem there. The wool diaper covers, on the other hand, cannot go into the washer. These have to be washed by hand. The thing about it, though, is that wool it doesn't stink after it gets peed on. It's just magical. I don't know how to explain it. So they get a little bit wet with pee. You hang them up to dry, and they don't really stink. They dry out. You keep using them. Now, if they get soiled with poop, that's another thing. You do have to wash them, of course. But that shouldn't happen if you're putting your flat diaper on properly. They shouldn't really be leaking onto this. These do, so what I kind of do is I use these, I have a couple that I use, and then I wash them about every 2 weeks. And then while those are washing and drying, I have other ones that I use. So when you wash and dry these, they have to be washed by hand, and I would probably just need to make a separate video explaining that, because you also have to lanolize the wool. So the lanolization is kind of what helps them wick water away, and you have to do that every so often. How do I store my diapers clean and dirty? So clean diapers, like when he's playing on the floor and he's chilling, that's when I fold. I just fold my diapers. I've put them right here. They're all folded so that all I have to do is come over here and put it on the baby. It's like using a disposable, but it's not. So I'm not over here folding it while I'm trying to put it on the baby. They're already folded up. I do a modified triangle fold, and I can, or is it a kite fold? Modified, I don't know. I'll have to make a separate video on that as well. But I think it's a modified kite fold is what it's called. So when the diapers are dirty, they go in a diaper pail. This is really important, and I didn't know this my first go around. Do not put a lid on your diaper pail. They need to have circulation, because if you close this, it's a perfect environment to invite mold and stinkiness and all of that. It does not stink. So I was at someone's house not that long ago, and they use disposable diapers. And a lot of times when I'm out and about all day, I use disposables. Right now, I just don't have it in me to do cloth when I'm not at home. I did with my first child. Maybe I will get back to that. I want to, but I'm not there right now. So when I'm out and about, I use disposables. Anyway, I was using her changing table, and I opened the diaper pail to put the diaper in there, and I almost fell over with the smell. I was like, and no offense to her or anyone, I just was like, oh my gosh, like I didn't know that diaper pails smelled so bad. I mean, I almost passed out. It's not like that with cloth diapers. So if that's what's in your brain, that's not what's happening here. Now, my babies do not consume formula because we only breastfeed. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. If like a little bit of formula can change the smell of the poop or not, it could. I feel like breast milk poop is like kind of sweet and it doesn't have a smell, but even that, I can't smell anything when I walk by this diaper pail. So I'm just saying it works fine. So this is actually the Ubi diaper pail. It was given to us. You could do just a cheap trash can. You don't need to have a fancy diaper pail. This is my favorite diaper bag, are the ones with these elastic. I started out with another type, and they worked fine for, you know, 3 years. And then I learned about these types that have the elastic in them, and these work really good because they stay put and you can keep your diaper pail open really easily. So if you're gonna cloth diaper, it really kind of only is natural to just go ahead and use cloth wipes as well. So I want to quickly just say what my favorite types are. Of course, none of my favorite types are in here because they're all being used. So I don't think I have one to show you. It's the Bird's Eye Weave Organic Cotton Wipe. So I get them through Green Mountain Diaper. They work really well. They look just like this. I like the unbleached ones as well, so it looks kind of like this. Note, if you choose unbleached, they take a really long time to prep. So to wet the wipes, I just get a bowl of water. I have it near my wipe station, dip the wipe in the water, squeeze the water out, wipe the baby. That's that simple. Or if you have a sink nearby, just go get some water from the sink. Sometimes I end up doing that a lot too. Some people do spray bottles. That works too. I don't know. The spray bottle just doesn't get it wet enough for me. I like to get it drenched. So a bowl or the sink is what I do. Wipe the baby, and then I have plenty of other little wipes that I kind of use to like dry. He's found something to play with over here. The cool thing about cloth wipes you will find is that they work so much better. Like when I use disposable wipes, I'm like, what is this? You're just like pushing the poop around, and it takes like 20 wipes to get the baby clean. You will literally use one wipe. One wipe. Even for a massive blowout, you can use one wipe with cloth. It is amazing. So as far as like diaper rashes and things like that, I never have rashes when my babies are in cloth diapers. We only get them when we use disposable diapers. Imagine that. If I want to put a barrier cream on the baby like at nighttime, so we use coconut oil, or we use this tallow balm that mommy makes from cows and herbs. So I made this with just some tallow and then some olive oil that I soaked in herbs. Yeah. So we put this on your skin, and it just kind of creates a little barrier from the wet. Oh, yeah. The last little tidbit that I feel is important to talk about is clothing. So like I said, if you're doing wool, you don't really need to put pants on the baby. Like wool is warm. If it's summer, I mean, it's like wearing shorts, you know, you don't need to put pants over it. If it's winter, you could just get the wool pants and have a couple pairs of those. If you want to dress the baby up because you're going out, this is probably your best option in my opinion. So I'm going to show you some clothing options that do work well with cloth diapers and then some that don't. So if you're going to do just the wool bottom, something you could do for tops is just having little things like this. Whether it's summer or winter, you could do these kind of shirts. I have a couple of cute sweaters that we put on the baby, and it's just really cute. And that's kind of all you need there. And you can get by with very little clothing, honestly. If you want to put pants on the baby and you're using even one of these types of covers, there still has to be room for a cloth diaper. Otherwise, it just doesn't look right. It doesn't fit right. Pants that are made like this do much better with cloth diapers. And these tend to flex back and forth. They work for disposables, they work for cloth. These are really cute and really functional for cloth. So anytime I'm at the thrift store and I see pants that are organic cotton and they look like this and they're $1, I'm like, oh yeah, put it in the cart because these work really good. That's where I got all of these pants, actually, was a thrift store. I've slowly switched all of my baby stash clothes to organic cotton, which really makes me happy. So another thing so this would be an example of pants that don't work as well. See, there's no extra space. If they're super stretchy and they're like a size up, they'll probably work. But like these are right about his size and they're super tight. So that's just kind of getting them dressed can be a little bit different with cloth diapers. So these little sleepers, these work really well with cloth diapers because there's a lot of space here. You may just have to be up a size. It just kind of depends on the brand and the clothing. These also tend to work. A lot of times this has a hard time stretching over the cloth diaper, especially if it's wool. So again, it sometimes has to be a size up. And that's just something to note. You'll kind of figure it out as you go. This is just another this is one of those wrap onesies. Is this so cute? It has tomatoes on it. I got it for $3 at the thrift store. It's Kate Quinn organic cotton. I was like, oh yeah, we're getting that one. So I love these little wrap ones. They're so cute. And anyway, so these tend to work. These will stretch over the diaper. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky. And again, like I have a super long baby. He's like way up there in height compared to most babies, so everything is like me stretching it to the max to get it over the cloth diaper, so you may not experience that. Things like this also work really well with cloth diapers. I feel like less is oftentimes more, and that seems to be the case for my thought process with cloth diapering. Like I did all the fancy stuff at first, and it turns out that I like the most simple option that my grandma used. I think that's all I need to say, and I hope that this video has brought you some new information and maybe inspired you, made you feel like, hey, I can cloth diaper too. It's really not that hard. I think it's more of a, it's a lost thing. I was talking to my mom about it, and I was like, did grandma ever use disposable diapers with you? And she had one younger brother that like she remembers, and she was like, not really. She was like, that was something that people only bought when they were traveling, or like if a storm was coming, she would buy some. But she was like, no, they pretty much did cloth diapers. And she was like, I remember there was a tornado or a hurricane, and my grandma was outside washing her flat diapers in puddles because of the hurricane. But yeah, she's like, no, it's pretty much a luxury, you know, like a special thing to get disposables. And that's kind of how I treat them. I still use disposables, as you can see right here. I get them at Costco. And when we go somewhere, I tend to use disposable. I used to take all my cloth diapering stuff. It just gets a little more complicated with more children. And it's one of those things that's like, okay, if I traveled somewhere and they were cloth diapering, we could share cloth diapering supplies. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it would be easier, but it's not something that everyone does anymore. I hope that you learned something. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. And if you have any questions about cloth diapering, I will be happy to answer them if I can.